Welcome back to the channel. Let's delve on into this next piece of divine literature here and to show you this, that all the while that we are here teaching you all in just how to proclaim your lives as yours kind of thing. Well, that is exactly where, when, and or how then, from there, you each then do move on forward some more from within this all, this exacting puzzle piecing, so to say here, okay? So from there, we do get on into the whys or the hows too here on a secular level of understandings, or in just how you yourselves do then see yourselves here as more, or as that here now too for today. Okay? So do you each get that now here? Just meaning this, that we're about to take you all on your own true twin flame journeys of true love here. And that just means that as we do take you on these ups and downs here from deep within yous, to then be here as that, or more than, just meaning to excel and or to spread your own wings and to fly on into your own unknowns here, as to each your owns now too from there. Which just goes to show you all this, that what if you were to show up as that now here first, and then from there to then now warrant this all as so from there, from that place of pure and exacting knowings from within yous all here. And then, guess what? Would just show up from there then, now to today. Do you get that here yet? Well, if not, then guess what? What does come next for you here first then is to listen to yourselves from within yous all here as to what does come next here to and or for you firstly, before you are then shown here on into even more here now too for today. Okay, so first, we do want to show you, to share with you all this piece of information, true guidance from above, so that you then can replace your fears and your fallacies with truths and irreconcilable differences, which just means that without a doubt, you will simply know this from deep within yous all here as this irreconcilable difference, who just waits and wonders from within you as to which boat to catch and or which one will set sail on out into your own true and blue yonders here for today. Okay? So there is nothing and no one who sets yourself apart from yourself but you. And that once you do know this, and then you do guard against this, meaning just to listen to yourself from deep within you as to what is both right and true for you, then guess what happens here now too for you? And that is this. Well then, that is where, when, and how all of these things do come on forward here now too for you. And that is in your own true twin flame assumptions of, or in just how you then will both acknowledge and to then know, also intuitively, as to what comes next here for you to go on down from upon within here. Okay, Shannon? So next, let's just get into this. Now, this next piece of divine literature or piece of divine art is here to show you all on into your own true owns here, by ways of you too here now looking within for it all. But then gaining your own true twin flame accesses here now too from within this all. And so here it is. This is called manifesting interface from within the pieces of the puzzle of your lives here, to then show you on into who you can actually become here once you do take your own lives on, and then you do run with them all the ways on into your own true owns here, true blue yonders, as we have stated here earlier in this here processing now. So here it is. Now, just so you know, all of these materials are in part of the creation series of materials, which are available through our website online at scriptyourdreamlife.com. That is, until we do decide to change the name here to, I wonder how long it will take for people to actually know what all that they are being given here, which is divine materials to help them on home to us, through us here, and then on into even more from there, from that all here. And just when they do figure this all out, well then, wow then, do look out from there, because the skies will be endless in our very own true twin flame processings of, or in just how others will be taking on their own lives and processing themselves here on into even more and more from there, from that. So here we do go. So now we are going to read you this whole next processing letter, piece of literature here. But then from there, guess what? Well, what comes next here will just amaze you. In or from within your own true twin flame processings of, or in just how each of you will then move on forward from within the pieces of the puzzles of your life here, to then scale your own successes from there, as you each are now here determined to, or not, that is. The creation series, Manifesting Interface. Here we go into the manifesting chapter, or in this, the interfacing of it, which just means to come on into knowing the true steps, or in this, the true interaction, or in the ways in which to go. Not only to go, but to go from within, which just means to revolve around, or to move around from within the interfacing of it all here then. What we are diving into here are pieces of your own true twin flame puzzle piecings. And so we're about to show you all in just how this is all done here. And this is and or will be at or from within your own requests here as to whether you be and or to do this or not. The rest is up to you. All that we can be do here to and for you is to give you the materials to take you there. But the rest is truly up to you. So, as we do share with you all of these materials coming forward here, it is and will be up to you to take them all in and to then now here to run with them. Just meaning to take them all on and to begin in the living of each of these true materials, to then make your own lives the better for it all. And then just maybe you all will see here in just what it all takes to come out the true winners of your own lives here together as one now. Amen, everyone. Peace truly be to the alls here. So just take all of these materials being presented now and forthright from here, and to show yourselves in just what all that you can be and to do here as your best self souls in or from within your own true twin flame processings of now here. Okay? Perfect. Once again. Amen. Here we go. So from there we get into the guiding of them. True steps from within you, which just means that in this stepping or in this weaving in and amongst the pieces or the framework of these peace offerings as such, well then, this is where we then begin to see all of the pieces and or offerings come into play here. And that is only from within the moving around or from within one to the other to bring this all together here as one. Meaning to come forth here for others and to then be guided into the other through one another. And that just means that through this crisscrossing, so to speak, of the letters or the sequencing from within the colors, here is where we then get to the gist of it all. Once and when this is all clear from within our thought processes, and it is from within all of this then that this clearing of sorts leads the way to the stepping or the processing of, from within you on out into your now day-to-day living, or in the stepping of each of these incidences or coincidences, so to speak, into this being and or doing here as such as well. And while then, once you accomplish this separation of the discs, so to speak, and then in the coming together of them, one into the other here then, well then, you shall in this then see all of this as it truly now is. Just in this being and or doing as such, and then from there into the now then manifesting of it all to come to be here now then as well. And what a wonderful circumference of phrases and or meanings we will have all then come upon in this being and or doing. manifesting as such. And then from there, we will then stray to the being and or doing as such, on out into your now day-to-day lives here then, in the living of each of those dreams. And wow then, once again, look out world, here we each come, being and or doing as each other wishes, wants, and needs from and within another. And wow then, what immeasurable light beings we will have come upon and been. Giving and or receiving from one within the other here then. Amen. So now, look upon all of this learning and or being, doing, manifesting as bringing forth your true being, or in whom you were always meant to be doing and or behaving from within, on into your now day-to-day living and being and or doing. But then from there, look out at the amazing circumference. Not only circumference you will have come from within. Not only this, but you too then will be living each of your very own dreams from within. Now this is the word of the Lord our God. Peace be in the heavens and beyond, here, now, and forever then. Amen. Peace truly be to the all. So then I ask the divine this question for everyone. What can I expect? And how can I expect for all of this? The creation series of materials and all of these videos, the whole series here online. Just in how can I expect my life to change for the better? And this is the divinely channeled response that I received to that question here. Well, Shannon, you can tell them all that to be predisposed to all of these sources of information, frequencies, what have you, will gain them all true twin flame frequencies of, which really remains to be seen in just what all is to come to be from within this all. Which just means this, that they can expect for this whole world to change one frequency at a time here, but not only from within their own true twin flame frequencies of here, no, but from within all true twin flame frequencies of. And really, if they do know about true twin flame frequencies at all here, we can tell them that this is huge on earth for and at this time here. Which just does mean this, that not only will their own life change here dramatically, no, but that the whole frequency of the earth and all of its dimensional frequencies will and do change from there now too, for today and the always here, okay? Do you get that here? That their lives will and do give ways to all of their very own true heart's desires of. But not only that, but that everyone here on this earth at this time, from within this time space continuum here, will and do benefit from within all of these frequencies of. Now, what does that truly mean here, you ask? Well, we can tell you this, that your whole world, all of its inhabitants, will be the better for it. Why? How, you ask? Well, this is how and why. That when you each do take on your own true twin flame frequencies of here, the whole world gains their own true twin flame frequencies of here, to and through you all here. And this is just how this all works. You each do take on your own lives here as these true twin flames. But not only that, but that when and if you do, the whole world not only gains their own true twin flame functions of, but that now you each do here. Which just goes to show you all that all of this does and will change the whole world here, one galaxy at a time, until all of the galaxies in the whole world, or this grand universe of ours, has changed for the better. Now, what do you mean by that? You do ask here once again. And then we say this. Well, do hold on to your hats, because once this starts and the whole world begins to change here, wow, we are just waiting for your own results to become conclusive here in your own rights. Which just does mean this, that you will see the whole world change on the drop of a hat or hats here, there, and everywhere. Do you get that here yet? That what all that you do on your earth there will help affect everyone here, there, and everywhere on your earth for the always, okay? So now we do get to this. Well, you then do say to us, okay, great, no, awesome. But then do tell us this. How does this also change my life here on earth at this time and for the always here too? Well, that depends. Just how much work do you plan on putting into this being so much better a person here, to and for all others and yourself? Because if you do, and you will, well then, the results will both astound and exhilarate you all on a scale that none of you have ever seen before now. Okay? Do you get that? That none of this can be done to and or for you. That is, not unless you are the one to step up and to be and to do this all here, as only you each can, will, and or do here. And so we are just here waiting for you all to take on all of your very own true twin flame traits of, and then to run with them all of the ways to all of your very own true twin flame functions of. And then we are there to help you all to gain all of these on into who you are and who you can and will become here. That is, once the each and the all of you do now take this all on here, and to not only gain your own true twin flame functions of, but to allow then all of this to then reach you and to show you all of your very own dependencies of. All the while that you are all here showing up and showing yourselves who you can be and can do here as kind of thing. Okay? So now we even do get to the crux or to the core of things here, which is, well, okay, all the while that is great here. But can you tell us this? Now, what if we do all of this? Then what? What comes to be in our own lives here for like just right here and now? Meaning, what can we all be expected to be living here then? If and or when we do this all from within us all here, like then what? Are we given to from there? Well, we can tell you this wholeheartedly, that yes, you will be given to in ways that you cannot even imagine here yet. Just do ask Shannon in all of the ways that she has been given to over the past 17 years of her work here with us. And so we do tell you this, that she has been given to in ways much too numerous for us to even mention here, but that in ways that maybe even she did not yet even realize here fully, yet that is. And that is in the ways that do matter here, to and for her to be living now. And that just does mean this, that she can truly say in her own heart of true hearts here this, that what all that I have truly gained here is my own true twin flame self-respect, dignity in life, and in all of the ways that it does matter here for me to now be living. But not only that, but in more ways than I can even shake a stick at, meaning lifelong avenues to go down from upon within here, to then now be living at my best self and my best life here now, to then be here experiencing all that I can, as or in whom I have now come here to become from there, from that all here. And wow, then, I can tell you this, that my expenses do not over-trump my own frequencies of here, and never will again, because I have been given the gift of having my experiences be everything that I do desire for here and more. Because now I am not afraid to give everything that I have got here, and more from there now too. Which just means that now that I do know all of this true stuff here, well, now I can give ways to all that I do desire for here. And I can trust in the divine unseen forces of my own minds here to give to me all that I do desire for here and more from there now too for today and the always. And so now I do trust in the Lord with all of my might to give to me, to bring to me all that I do desire for here. And so it is kind of thing. Okay? So you will learn in just how to be and to do all of this. And then your whole world will be the better for it. Your own life and the life of just so many others here now too for today and the always then. And so it is. We thank you for showing up here as this new and improved version of the person you are here to become, because now we can show you all in just how to be here as even more than that. Please do remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to continue on receiving incredible information, guidance from the divine unseen forces of your own minds here via the Mother Goddess and her special band of angelic helpers from within the kingdom of the heavens for today and the always. Amen. Peace be to all. For more information, true guidance, visit scripturdreamlife.com. And if you would like, please do join us at the Magic Manifestor Magicians Tribe group page. Details in the description box below. Once again, have a spectacular week and or weekend. Bye for now.